Bob Sansevere here with Pioneer Press Deputy Sports Editor John Pluym. Joe Nathan, now a member of the Texas Rangers. You know what? He got good money, considering what he's coming off. He's 37 years old today, with Tuesday. I don't blame the guy. He has a crack at winning a World Series ring, which he would not have had with with the Twins. Certainly not before he saw his 40th birthday or so.
Well, the guy made more than $40 million when he was here with the Twins. The Twins treated him great, treated his family great. Now it's about getting that World Series ring, and he's going to have a really good opportunity with the Rangers, who have an excellent starting staff. He can be the guy there instead of probably sharing that role here with Glenn Perkins. Sounds like the Twins made him a pretty decent offer, a 2-year offer, and it wasn't good enough for Nathan to take. And I think in the end it was all about wins, and he didn't want to go through another potential 90 loss season.
Well, what he allowed the Rangers to do is move their closer, Neftali Feliz, into the starting rotation, and they're also, in a sense, the Rangers hedged their bets a little bit on acquiring Nathan, because they still have Mike Adams, who could close for them too, and he'll continue as a setup guy. But they're in decent shape with it. I was a little surprised, frankly, at the at the size of the contract. But again, in this day and age, that's not a ridiculous amount in baseball.
Well, it's a really good role for him in Texas because, Nolan Ryan came out. He wants his starting pitchers. They're not all about pitch counts like, the Twins are here, don't throw more than 100 pitches. They really extended their starting pitchers last year to 120, 130 pitches. So Nathan's probably only looking at coming in the ninth inning to get a couple outs, maybe even a single out at times. So it's a really good situation for him, and you can't blame the guy for wanting to go there.
Now, the Twins have to, they've got one guy who's under contract who was likely to be the closer. That's Glenn Perkins. Do you see a scenario where Caps is on this team?
I don't. I mean, Caps he really struggled the second half of last season. The Twins, I think he was making $7 million a year. Unless he wants to come back and take a significant pay cut, I just don't see that happening. They're going to go with Perkins. They're still going to have Maharis. They've got to go find a couple other setup people that they can count on. Brian Dunsing probably moves into that long relief role, which is probably where he should be. He struggled, mightily last year as a starter. So the Twins have some work to do. The fans aren't happy about losing Joe Nathan, but like you said earlier, paying a guy like that $7.25 million, they just weren't going to do that.
No, and frankly, there are issues that need to be addressed with the pitching staff. They did bring in Jamie Carroll and Ryan Domit, but it would all come down to what will they get out of Joe Mauer and what can they hope to get out of Justin Morneau. And frankly, I think this Domit is kind of a poor man's Mike Kadire, and he may wind up being their first baseman, because I don't know why they would want to risk Morneau getting hurt. Because last time he had the concussion issue was from diving for a ball. Make him your DH.
Yeah, they likely will have to make him a DH, at least for a significant part of the season, because Kubal's not going to be here.
And until they know that there's not going to be an issue, and I don't know that they ever will, but it just makes sense. You want the bat in the lineup. He is a terrific defensive player, but don't risk getting him hurt any more than he has been. Well, it's going to be interesting because they're not done. Terry Ryan made a couple of those signings, but this team is just taking shape, and there's going to be a lot more happening before it's said and done.
Indeed.
Absolutely. Speaking of done,